Today I wanted to talk about some of the things that I eat. A couple of people had asked me to talk about my diet and kind of what my daily diet consists of. So I thought I would do that. I was a little hesitant because, for one thing, it's probably not very interesting what I eat, but you know, what I eat may be totally different from what is right for you to eat. So you may think I ate too little, you may think I ate too much, you may think I don't eat the healthy things, but it's just the things that I like and what seems to work for Doug and myself. Before I talk about that, I wanted to mention two things. The first one is I'm going to put a link, and it's a permanent link that's going to stay under my channel that goes to Carol from the Carol Show. She put together, or is in the process of still putting together, a list of more mature women on YouTube. So many of the people on YouTube are young, so there is a place for more mature ladies on YouTube. We still have a lot to share. We still like makeup, and we still want to look nice, and we feel young. And so it's important for us to be able to have our own channels and share things too with each other and to promote each other. I think that we're a really good community that really stands up for each other and really looks out for each other and really mentions each other, and it makes me feel really, really good to be a part of that. So I will link it below. You can always click on it. It's going to be a permanent link underneath, and Carol will have the list of all the people, the mature ladies that are making videos, and you can check them out because it's a great bunch of people, and I appreciate Carol doing that so much. It was so kind and thoughtful of her, and I appreciate you letting me be on that list too, Carol, very, very much. And also, I got an email from one of my subscribers, Nicole, and she sent me a picture that I'm going to have to post right here. It is Doug's twin. He was on Good Morning America maybe the other morning. He had delivered a baby. He was the policeman, had delivered a baby, and so, no, not Good America, the Meredith Vieira show. And he had delivered a baby, and so she saw it. And she said, "Oh my goodness, that looks just like Melissa's husband, Doug." So she sent me the picture, so I'm gonna put it right here. And I just think he's so cute. He does look like Doug. He looks like the cop version of Doug, and he's got on a cute uniform, and I just think he's adorable. So thank you, Nicole, so much for sending me that. I really appreciate it. Okay, so now on to talk about the food I eat. Basically, I eat pretty simply. I eat 3 meals a day. I don't ever skip meals. We eat as close to our local, as close to the earth as we possibly can, as clean as we possibly can. For our meat, for like our hamburger meat, my niece's husband has cattle, so we split a cow with him, and so I have all that frozen meat, and a lot of my vegetables I got from the Mennonites. We have a Mennonite village just right outside of town, and so I bought up a lot of their vegetables and froze it, so we're having that over the winter. I try to buy as much organic as I can get my hands on and be able to afford, because it is more expensive. And I also have to be gluten-free for health reasons. So those are kind of some guidelines right there. Eating as clean as possible, as close to organic as possible, and also gluten-free. So those are sort of my philosophies in how I eat. Like I said, I eat 3 meals a day. I try not to snack. If I do I don't snack from breakfast to lunch, very rarely. But sometimes before supper, I will, if I get really, really hungry, I don't do it every day, but if I get really, really hungry, I'll have a piece of fruit or some of the Sahali snacks This one is the Valdosta pecans with sweet cranberries, black pepper, and orange zest. So I'll have like an apple, or I really like clementines. So I have an apple and this, or clementines alone, or clementine alone, or some of this. And I always measure it out. I measure my food. I feel like that helps me have a little more control and keep a closer eye on my weight. So I will, if I do have this either with a piece of fruit or on its own, I will just measure out 1 ounce. So I tend to just like, if I'm gonna have some nuts or something like that, I'll tend to measure out, I have a little scale, I'll tend to measure out 1 ounce. So that's what I would have for an afternoon snack. Very rarely will I eat after supper. I have an early supper, usually about 5 o'clock, and then I don't eat, after I eat that, I don't eat the rest of the night, because I will gain weight if I do. Occasionally, very rarely, if Doug and I are having a special occasion, we might have a little ice cream at night while we're watching TV, if we're watching a special movie, but never, maybe once a month, if that. Anyway, I eat at 5 o'clock so that I'll have time to work off my supper, because it's usually my biggest meal. I'll have time to work it off before I go to bed. Because like I said, I will gain weight if I eat at night. I pretty much will eat anything that my Crohn's disease will allow me to eat, but I will have smaller portions of it. I start out with breakfast, and I almost always have cold cereal. So I'll have like some gluten-free Nature's Path, like the Mesa Sunrise, which is gluten-free, or their version of the Cheerios, which is gluten-free, and I might have a little banana on it too, a little bit of fruit. And this is my favorite of all. I can't have it too many days in a row because it's got a lot of seeds in it and it can irritate my intestines. But it's the Nature's Path pumpkin flax granola. It's really, really, really good, and I like it a lot. Anyway, I have that for breakfast with 2% milk. I do get milk at the grocery store. Doug actually gets raw milk, unpasteurized milk, but I'm a little afraid with my background of digestive problems of trying the raw milk. So anyway, that's what I'll have for breakfast. Then I'll have coffee. I tend to with my cereal, I'll have 2% milk, and then I'll have coffee. I make coffee in the morning. I try not to too often, although I would love to every day, have Starbucks coffee. I did today. Because if I drink too much of that, if I drink it every day, even though I have a skinny venti latte, I usually have a flavor like a caramel, but I get it skinny, I get it sugar-free, I will gain weight if I have one every day. So what I'll do is just make my own coffee 9 times out of 10 and use some Splenda in it, which I know is probably not too good for you. But anyway, I use Splenda, and I'll use like 2 teaspoons of 2% milk in it. So that's my coffee. For lunch, I usually have a sandwich. I'm real boring. We're real boring. But anyway, I have a sandwich. I have to have, of course, gluten-free bread. The one I usually have is Udi's. These are the hamburger buns, but this is Udi's bread. Gluten-free bread leaves a little bit to be desired, to be honest, but you kind of get used to it. At first I toasted it and would have it like chicken salad on it, or tuna salad, something that tasted good toasted. But now I've kind of gotten used to it, so I keep it frozen. I take out a couple of slices, put it in the microwave for about 20 seconds, and then use it just as a regular sandwich. Lately I think this might be a little bit better than Udi's. It's the Three Bakers. It's the whole grain white. Sometimes I will get a salad for lunch, but I can't have too many raw vegetables or too much roughage or too much fiber because of my Crohn's disease. The fiber will irritate me and cause inflammation inside of me. Okay, so I have a sandwich. Right now I'm eating, I like chicken salad and tuna salad. Right now I'm having the boar's head smoked ham. I always buy, if I'm going to buy lunch meat, I buy the boar's head because the whole line is gluten-free. So I'll have that on a gluten-free sandwich and like some Dijon mustard. And then to go with it, I will have usually some of the Buja snacks. This is the original mix. It has, let's see, it has multigrain noodles, peas, peanuts, and raisins. And I also like the original. I mean, that was the original. I like the cracker mix of it. It has the same things, the green peas and peanuts. It has chickpeas. Okay, then I will have, you know, if I want a snack, I'll have an afternoon snack with what I told you about, like a piece of fruit. And then for supper, I try to cook most nights, and we just have, you know, your basic things like everybody else does. If I'm going to cook, I don't cook a lot of bread, but sometimes I'll fix, every once in a while I'll fix biscuits or I'll fix cornbread, and so I'll use the gluten-free flour. I don't, to be honest, I don't really ever have cakes or pies or cookies or anything like that, very, very rarely. I love pumpkin pie, so I'll have that during the holidays, during Christmas time. Or I'll have like a piece of birthday cake from somebody. But I do tend, if I eat a lot of sweets, desserts, I will gain weight. So I just kind of cut that out. I don't drink any Cokes or sodas or whatever you call it. We call it Cokes in the South. I don't drink anything like that. The only thing that I drink is coffee in the morning, and I drink water all day long. And then another thing I was going to tell you is, you know, I eat at 5. And if I get hungry at night and wanting to snack, because that's when I would really put on weight, then I will have a cup of hot tea. I will usually just have the sweet cinnamon spice, something like that. Just something real spicy and real hot, and that will kill my appetite, so I won't eat till the next morning. Things for supper, I will cook a meat and some vegetables. Not a whole lot of starches because Doug's on like a high protein diet. But if I do, sometimes I'll buy the little Amy's frozen gluten-free macaroni and cheese. And sometimes I will have like the Amy's, the gluten-free like lasagna, the vegetable lasagna. I'll have that for lunch occasionally. So sometimes I will get a gluten-free frozen dinner and have that for lunch if I don't have a sandwich. Or sometimes I will have leftovers from the previous evening to have for lunch, and then cook a fresh meal for that night. And I think that's just about it. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to mention. Another thing. When I eat, I tend to eat, like if I'm going to eat my supper, I will eat on a smaller plate. I don't eat a great big plate. I eat on a little bit smaller size plate. That way it looks like I'm having more, but my portions are smaller. And I sit there and I really concentrate on my food. If I have a sandwich, I'll cut it in half and eat it very slowly so it fills me up faster. I cut my meat up into little, real small pieces and take a bite, and then sit there and chew it and swallow it before I take another bite. I don't eat fast or I will overeat. But going slower and really concentrating on your food and taking your time will really make a big difference. Eating on a smaller plate, you will eat much less and you'll get full faster. So that's sort of my philosophy about eating. That's my diet. Like I said, it's a very simple diet, but it seems to work for Doug and myself. I think if you can not eat out quite as much and cook at home as much as you can, as much as time allows, you know, because I work too, so sometimes it's kind of hard to be able to cook at home. But if you can, I think that's always good, because you know what you're eating, you know what you're cooking, you know the ingredients in it, and it probably won't have as many hidden calories and fats, that type of thing. So thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it, and I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Bye-bye.